Morning and win today. Good morning. This is Lorenzo YouTube channel. Thank you so much for subscribing, liking, and sharing our YouTube content. Thank you for all your wonderful and your constructive contributions to help us improve our content. Thank you so very much. This period we are going to be discussing whether to help all the travelers, especially for non-aviators, plan their trips adequately. We are going to start by describing the weather condition this period, what to expect in order to create your travel plans very well in order not to affect your already planned programs the remaining part of the year. Of course, we know that there's something we call Hamatan. It's characterized by dust, especially in the tropical countries, which reduces the horizontal visibility for an aircraft to land when an aircraft is shooting an approach. And in some airports in Nigeria that doesn't have the type of low visibility operation, LVO, it is difficult for an aircraft to actually shoot or initiate an approach. We have different categories of low visibility landing, which we're going to discuss much later in the next video. But it might interest you to know that because of weather conditions and the equipment installed in that particular airport you intend to fly to, you may be limited by the state minima. I mean, the minimum required visibility for that airport to shoot approach, basically because of the kind or the quality of the equipment installed in that airport. It may also interest you to know that we have low visibility operation. We even have zero visibility landing. We have category. We have Cat 1, we have Cat 2, we have Cat 3A, 3B, 3C, and some of them are low visibility operations, which even without a decision height, you can still continue or shoot approach. This will make more sense to aviators, pilots who understand what I'm saying. But for non-aviators, this is not actually very important to you. What is important to you is how do I fly from my point A to point B, and why is my flight delayed even when I'm seeing while driving. In aviation is actually different. Yes, I will explain. When the horizontal visibility is reduced, it is difficult for an aircraft to shoot an approach into an airport. When an aircraft is coming in to land, there's something we call decision altitude, decision height. Is that height that it is expected that when the pilot is overhead that station, he should be able to see the runway or see and identify the runway. If he can't see that, he will either do a go around or abort the landing. So when the horizontal visibility, or because of the cloud base, this person cannot see the runway, this pilot or this aircraft cannot see the runway, the best approach in the industry is for you to abort that landing. So that is what usually affects your flight. And we have meteorological offices and agencies in Nigeria who get all this meteorological information, starting from the wind speed, the visibility, the cloud base, the type of weather existing, the existing temperature, QNH, that's the station level pressure, which will help any planner to determine whether he can continue the approach or not. So if the visibility is reduced, it will be difficult for the pilot to see and identify the runway or the airport is going into, hence the delay. So this period, because of dust haze that is moved from Sahara Desert that will pass through the western Africa to the monsoon, is going to be moving some dust. So when this dust is passing through the western Africa, it reduces the visibility. Towards afternoon, by conduction, temperature will cause the dust particles to rise up and remain there. And you see that this period there is limited moisture. So whenever the dust haze is suspended in the atmosphere, it will just remain there. So as a result of that, the horizontal visibility that is required to shoot an approach is reduced. So that is the reason why some pilots will rather wait for the weather to improve. And the weather will improve when there is moisture, which usually happen in the evenings. So most of the time during Harmattan, the best times to fly, especially for an airport that does not have adequate low visibility landing equipment or navigational aids, it's advisable for them to do it early in the morning or late in the evening when moisture is coming and when temperature have reduced, because most of the time during that period there is always low visibility. And with this low visibility and very low wind speed, it is difficult for the wind to blow the dust away so that you can see and shoot approach. So most of the time in some airports in Nigeria, which I'm not going to mention, but I can tell you some airports in Nigeria that have almost ILS, which is an instrument landing system, which we have different categories. We have Cat A, Cat B, Cat C, and Cat D. And this is actually aircraft categorized in their approach speed in landing configuration. That's how you determine the cat your aircraft falls in. Most of the commercial aircraft here in Nigeria fall within Cat C. And when you look at Cat C, if you look at an approach plate, you will see the minimum required visibility based on that state airport minima and the navigational aids installed. For ILS, for instance, in Lagos, you require about 800 meters of visibility. 800 meters of visibility. You can still shoot approach. So in an event of Harmattan period, you might be getting about 1,900 or even that 800. You can still shoot approach because the navigational aids are there. You have precision approach path indicators, that's PAPIs, which is meant to guide you to shoot your approach. Now, but for an airport that does not have ILS, you only have VOR DME, very high omnidirectional radio range, and distance measuring equipment, which you require. Some airports you require about 2,000 meters, some you require more than that, depending on the state minima. You see, you may require to get above that prevailing horizontal visibility before you go. So that's why you notice that some airports that don't have navigational aid like ILS, it is difficult for flights to go into those places during the Harmattan period. In our next video, I'm going to explain more of what I mean by horizontal visibility, how it relates to flight delays, how it relates to flight cancellation, how it relates to general aviation activities, especially this period that we are plunging in. Thank you so very much, and keep liking, subscribing, and sharing all our YouTube channel. Thank you very much. Cheers.